Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel SK. So today we'll discuss the scoop in big data. Okay. So what is a scoop and how we can use and what is the important question. So that all will cover in this video. So first what is scoop I will tell you guys. Actually the use of scoop is import data from table to HDFS. Means it will import the data from any of the RDBMS to Hadoop. RDBMS means we can say our table name, any table from RDBMS, and Hadoop is the our location, means this is our destination path. Okay, so that how we can do. So let's go with first question first. How to start MySQL? Actually, for use this is scoop. We in Hadoop we need to start the Hadoop, right? So for Hadoop we have some basic commands that Hadoop name dot hyphen format, then start dash all dot sh and then JPS. So it will start the Hadoop application first, right? Okay, and then we need to start the MySQL. So in Hadoop, how we can run the MySQL? For that, you need to write this command MySQL hyphen username root and p, and then again password and hyphen hr. So this is the basic standard password. So that user detail and password first you need to define in Hadoop application for start MySQL. Okay, so once you will start the MySQL, you need to run the command like show databases. So it will show all the database detail, and then you need to use the particular database name. So just replace the database name. Like let's suppose you use Weibo. This is one of the my DB name, and inside that you need to run the command show tables. So it will show all the tables under this particular database name. Okay. So first actually for use this scoop, you need to start Hadoop application, and then you need to start the your MySQL. Then next point is like how to import data from table to HDFS. Now let's consider in RDBMS I have one table, and that table I need to save on Hadoop location. And where is Hadoop store the data? So Hadoop store the data at HDFS directly. That we already seen in last video. Okay. So what is the command for that one? So you need to write the command in Hadoop application like scoop import hyphen connect, and here you need to provide the connection detail. So it's like JDBC, then MySQL, your database SQL name here, then localhost, and this is your database name. Okay, this is the JDBC connection you need to provide. After that, hyphen table and table name. So from this particular database, which table you need to import, that table you need to define here. Hyphen table and table name. Then again hyphen username and password. So this is your username and password information. And then hyphen target directory. So a target directory you need to define your destination path of HDFS. So this table data will store at this particular location. So by using this particular command, we can import the table from particular RDBMS system to the HDFS. Okay. Then next is third one is the import data from column to HDFS. Let's suppose I need only that particular column data, not a full table. So for that, how we can do this other information will be same here. Scoop import this connection detail, then table name and username, password, and your target directory. So all these details are common. So you just need to add one this property like hyphen columns, and here you need to provide the columns name. Let's suppose from this employee table I just want to import only first name and salary column. So by using hyphen columns command, you can here you can provide the particular column name, and you can load the particular column only to HDFS. Okay, so it will just load these two columns only at HDFS. And also here we can use conditional import. Conditional means let's suppose I need which has salary is greater than 1200. So how we can do hyphen table name, and we just direct put the we can directly use this command like hyphen where, and here I can provide the condition. So in my this particular table, the data which has greater in this particular table, the salary which has greater than 1200, that data only will come at this particular output destination location. Okay, the next is like import data from query. So that select query also we can use while importing the data. How we can do that one? So for that you need to run the again command like scoop import. Again this is connection detail, username, password. It will be same, and your last step target directory will also same. So only you need to use this command like hyphen query, and after that in double quotes you can provide your query. means your select query, like select employee ID last name from particular employee table where employee ID is greater than $s1 and some condition. So that things that SQL query you can provide by using query command. And when or also you can use here after that hyphen split by employee ID. So employee ID is just like a primary key, means in my table let's suppose I have primary key as employee ID, so that column I can use here by using hyphen split by command. Okay, and next is in Sqoop we can use incremental import also. We have one option, incremental import. So in this we have two category. It is divided into two categories, like append and last modify. So what is append and what is last modify, we'll see here. So first let's come with the append command. So for appending, the other command will be same, like JDBC connection, hyphen username, password, all this targeted up to this one. All these details are same. And then you need to write this command hyphen incremental. And what is the type of incremental that you need to define here? So currently I am using append, so hyphen incremental append. And after that you need to use this last value, hyphen last hyphen value, and last value is 5. So means let's suppose I have one column, and after that you need to define the column name, hyphen check column and column name, means on which particular column you are incrementing the data. Means let's suppose in my table I have user ID. So user ID it will be like 1 2 3 4 5 something, it should be increased one by one. So here you need to provide, so incremental is append, and last value means 5, means this user ID it will increment up to 5, 1 2 3 4 5, up to 5 this ID will be increment. So here just you need to remind these three fields only. First is hyphen incremental, and what is the type of incremental. Then hyphen last value up to at means how many value you need in incremental mode, and that hyphen check. So here you need to provide the column name, means based on which column you are incrementing. And then we second one is that we have last modify. So for last modify you just need to change here like incremental type. So instead of append you just need to provide here last modified. And in last modify also you need to provide the column name, means based on which column you are doing this operation. So hyphen column reg date, let's suppose on date column I am modifying this one. And then here also then similarly we need to provide the last value. So let's suppose my last value is this 21 November 2017. So it will modify that particular date. So these are the two incremental import we have in a Sqoop. Then next one is like how to use merge command. So in Sqoop we can merge the data as well. So let's suppose I have taken this example, employee base table data already stored on HDFS. Okay, let's consider this I have one employee table that is already stored on HDFS location. Okay, and then let's assume some record have been updated in employee table. Okay, so like update employee table name, set hire date it's 87 where employee ID is 100. So these three records actually we have updated in my employee table. So my currently employee table, where is my employee table? So my employee table is at in SQL database, in particular my SQL database or Oracle. In my database we have this employee table, right? And we already stored the data at HDFS location. Now let's suppose some data was updated here. So how it works? So for that, first my first step is like import this particular table to HDFS as employee, then update emp file, import again to HDFS as employee 2. Okay, and then merge employee 2 on to employee on HDFS. Let's go with one by one step. What is my first step? Import the table with updated record. So let's suppose in my table I some new records are updated. Okay, so first I need to import that one. So how I will import? I will use that simple command hyphen table name target directory, and I need to provide this target directory. So let's suppose at this particular location I means I have updated record. Okay, already I have one table, means that is updated one of the particular location. Now in my table some records are appended. So that record I will updated. So that record I will store at this particular location. So in my employee updated HDFS location I have the updated data. Okay, now what we have to do? We need to generate the jar file. So how we can generate the jar file? For that you need to use this command, like this is my JDBC connection detail, username, password, which table their table name, and then out directory that particular path name. Means actually we are storing the data at this particular location, so that we need to define here. So we'll create one jar file, and then we need to use the run merge command. So how we will do here, we need to run this particular command. So here we need to provide like scoop. Instead of import, first you need to use this merge command. Scoop merge hyphen hyphen new data. Then this is first you need to provide one path here. This is the my updated data. So at this location I have updated data, right? And so hyphen hyphen on to, on which one I need to update. So for that I need to provide the target directory. Means this is the my existing one employee, right? And this employee updated is my the new record. So I have two path. One has the existing record, and one has the updated record. Okay, so I need to use hyphen hyphen new data. So my new data is present in this particular path, and hyphen hyphen on to. So in on to I need to provide the existing path, and then hyphen hyphen target directory. So after merge, where it will store that particular path you need to provide here. So employee underscore final. So after merge the data, it will store at this particular location. And then hyphen hyphen jar file. You need to provide the hyphen hyphen jar file, employee.jar file that we created in last step. Then hyphen hyphen class name you need to provide here. So class name is similar to the our table name. And then finally you need to write the hyphen hyphen merge key. So based on which column we are merging the data, so that column we need to provide here. So let's suppose we have employee ID. So based on my employee ID, we are merging the data. So only three steps you need to remember. Just okay, here you need to provide the first is the updated record. So this is my existing table data, and this is the after merging the data. So this three destination path you need to provide here. Now next is how to create job. So in Sqoop also we can create the job and we can run. So how we can do that one? So let's suppose for that we need to run the command like scoop job. So instead of import we need to use job here. So scoop job, then hyphen hyphen create my job. So here you need to provide your job name. So this first two commands you need to write here, like scoop job and hyphen hyphen create my job. Then hyphen hyphen this the other details will be same here. Means hyphen hyphen import. Then this connection detail, username and password. Then after that you need to use a table name. Means for which table we are creating the job, and hyphen hyphen m1. So m1 actually it's used for mapper. Means let's suppose means we need only one mapper to execute this particular job. So that we can use by using hyphen hyphen m command. This we can change. Let's suppose if we will change 1 to 4, then this particular job will run with 4 mapper. Okay. So by using this command, you can create the job. Then how you can verify the job? For that, you need to write the command like scoop job hyphen hyphen list. So it will show the that job detail. And after show how to show job. So for that, you can use simple hyphen hyphen show and your job name. Then how to execute the job? Let's suppose I have created this job and I need to execute. So for that you run this command scoop job and hyphen hyphen execute dot my job. Sorry, hyphen hyphen execute then space and my job. So here you need to provide your job name. So after running this execute command, the job will be start to execute. So these are the command from the which we can create the job and we can run the job. Now next we have scoop eval command. So what is this one? So actually it allows user to execute user defined queries against respective database and preview the results in the console. So we can evaluate any type of SQL query that can be either DDL, DML. So all this statement we can query here. Okay. So how to do that one? For that you need to write this below command. Select query evaluation. How we can do that one? So for scoop eval, this word you need to define here. Then this is my connection detail again, username, and here you can define the query like select query hyphen hyphen query. This query I can define here. Then how to insert query evaluation? So for that how you will insert the data? You need to use the command like hyphen hyphen e insert, and you can use like insert into table name and values. That simple select query, that insert query that we are using in a SQL server. So that same query we can use here. Okay. So by using that one you can insert the data. So for inserting and updating, so for this type of operation you need to use the scoop eval command. So these all are the that some scoop statement. So this is a very important statement while using in Sqoop hadoop in big data concept. Okay. So now let's see some Sqoop theory concept what is difference between Sqoop and Flume. So for relational database we are using Sqoop, and for non-relational data we need to use the Flume concept. Okay. So and next is what is this dollar condition. So dollar condition actually it's used for reference. To give some particular reference we can use the dollar condition. And about mapper, so first mapper is completed, then it will give reference to the next mapper. So by using dollar condition we can do that one. Then what is the difference between incremental type like append and last modify? So incremental import is it is a technique that import only newly added rows. So append type it will give only newly added rows, while last modify it will modify that previous existing record as well and append new one. So that is difference between last modified and append. And what is Sqoop? So Sqoop as already seen it will use for data import from HDFS to RD. So RDBMS to HDFS and export from HDFS to RDBMS reverse. Means from any particular SQL server or MySQL and SQL server from any particular database to HDFS, and also we can take reverse from HDFS to in particular database. So for that we can use the Sqoop command. And what is by default mapper and data type? So by default mapper is 4 in Sqoop. It's very important question. So by default mapper we are using in Sqoop is a 4. So if we want to change the mapper, then by using hyphen hyphen m we can change the mapper size. And data types like we can use integer, varchar, all these data types we can use in Sqoop. So all these things about Sqoop now. So we already covered all these steps like how to start any particular database, then how to import the data from table to HDFS, then how we can import data based on some condition and from column that we can use also, and how to import the query. So we can write the SQL query also, and we can use incremental import. Let's suppose we are getting new data, so how we can import that one, that also we covered here. Then we can use merge command. Let's suppose in one of the table the previous record was updated, so how we can use that one in our HDFS. So for that we can use the merge command, and we can create the job also, and we can by using execute command we can run the particular job as well. And Sqoop eval command for insert query, update query. For that we can use the eval command. So these all are about the Sqoop command. Thank you. Okay, thanks for watching my video. If you have any doubt, then you can comment me. I will try to resolve that issue. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.